Today, we're going to discuss the C8 Corvette Z06 and the current deliveries, and of course, some performance figures. We'll also discuss this car's prospective reliability, which is more crucial. As you may already be aware, the numerous YouTubers and even some non-YouTuber customers have been receiving the C8 Corvette Z06 in a variety of different configurations. Thus, in addition to the Z06, a few folks are receiving the Z07 bundled car. What it comes down to is that now that we have some individuals who have an automobile in their hands, they can tell us how wonderful it is and how reliable it will be in the real world. Even though no one has driven this automobile 100,000 miles as of yet, we can still get small glimpses of what the reliability of this car will be like. Because this is a flat plane crank engine, which normally doesn't have the best longevity or reliability. Everyone was first concerned, but it appears that we might be mistaken in this instance. However, we'll start by mentioning that Car and Driver called this vehicle the finest Corvette ever. When Car and Driver first conducted their testing, they just released a video discussing it in greater detail, with some amazing B-roll of the vehicle and reiterating their claim that this is the best Corvette ever made. A quarter-mile time of 10.5 seconds at 131 miles per hour was also achieved during testing, which is noteworthy for this vehicle, especially in light of Emilia Hartford's achievement with her vehicle. According to GM, that is not the vehicle's quarter-mile time. The Z06 is predicted to run the quarter mile in 10.6 seconds. Therefore, either GM underestimated this automobile or these people simply managed to obtain some astronomical real-world numbers with this vehicle. In any case, I'm not complaining because it seems like this thing is going to significantly outperform expectations, which is always a fantastic thing. The fact that the car that Car and Driver tested was a normal Z06 with no Cup 2R tires and was the 100 pounds heavier, hardtop convertible variant makes everything about it even better. It was everything you might not necessarily want for the highest top speed and the fastest quarter-mile pace, and yet they still outperformed what GM claims is possible with this vehicle. Naturally, the Z06 they have in carbon flash black looks stunning. These remarks will help put into perspective just how amazing this car is because the review was so incredibly positive. They refer to it as the best ever and a truly unique machine, quote unquote. They continue by saying that I've always liked the regular C8 Corvette since it was simple to drive rapidly. With its mid-generation setup, precise steering, and advanced electronics, that automobile was quite simple to drive quickly. The same applies to this. The speed is just so much faster. This is a convertible and it's not even the fastest one, which I have yet to discuss. He claims that if you had those Cup 2Rs, the car would move even faster and have more stick, although they are testing it without even the Cup 2R tires. And he claims that because his car lacks the Cup 2Rs, he is unable to even comprehend what it would be like to have them whenever the performance of the car is as good as it is without them. He ends by noting that it's funny to picture Chevy engineers and test drivers sitting there admiring their Ferrari 458 and wondering whether they could accomplish the same feat for less money. So, gentlemen, I believe that pretty much wraps it up. Moving on, the YouTuber Speed Phenom has provided us with further information. He recently took a Z07 package, Z06, home after purchasing it from the Corvette Museum. He has driven the automobile more than 3,000 miles from Bowling Green, Kentucky, all the way back to California, and everywhere in between, so the tires are completely worn out. As you can probably guess, the Cup 2Rs aren't particularly affordable and don't last very long. At this point, Speed Phenom is most likely one of the few current owners of the vehicle with as many kilometers on it. The reliability is thus somewhat indicated, but we will talk about that in more detail later. The car has a few thousand miles on it, and besides the fact that it requires new tires, he hasn't encountered any significant problems with it. But he can run over a screw, which is the main cause of that. Soft chemicals also don't endure very long, as we all know. If you have Cup 2S on your C07 Corvettes, you are aware that they are not inexpensive, but Cup 2Rs are much more expensive. So he mentions right away that these tires will set him back over $2,700, and that's just for the tires. That excludes any additional installation, balancing, or alignment that could be required. Just the compound is there. I've been looking for new Cup 2 tires for my ZR1, and the least expensive ones I can find cost between $2,200 and $2,300. So while these aren't extra, they're still a considerable outlay if you want to purchase and use this particular vehicle daily. Again, we must reiterate that tires are not inexpensive, but given how much wear and tear the speed phenom has put on the vehicle, he will be one to keep an eye on for the vehicle's long-term dependability. But since we're on the subject, let's move on to the following information, which comes to us through our friends at CorvetteBlogger.com and is provided by an ordinary guy who owns a C8 Corvette Z06. He is not a YouTuber. Additionally, he performs a water test to demonstrate how little vibration is produced by the flat plane crank. Now, as you guys know, flat plane crank engines have a reliability issue typically, and it is directly connected to how bad the vibrations are in that engine. Now it appears to me that GM has figured this out because this particular water test from this person shows that there are next to no vibrations coming from the engine, which is impressive. So a user named John006 took delivery of his 2023 Corvette Z06 convertible last week and did a simple test with a glass of water to show us what kinds of vibrations we can see with some engine revs. Raising the hardtop convertible into the service position, John006 was able to place a glass of water on his engine cover and then gave it some revs. He didn't get super close to that 8600 RPM red line with that red, but as you can see, the vibrations were minimal. Now I'll throw a clip in here real quick from mid-engine Corvette form, just so you guys can see there are next to no vibrations being produced from this engine. It reminds me a lot of Jurassic Park. There are no vibrations in that glass right now. Thus, whenever the water is rippling, it is because you have some. So far, so good for a flat plane crank engine with a strong vibration component and a heavy vibration engine. But still, it appears to be in good shape. Therefore, this is a positive development and a solid sign of its dependability. This glass of water suggests that the vibrations on this engine may not be as awful as first assumed, and combined with the fact that Speed Phenom has put a lot of miles on. Moving on from that, we also witnessed Steadman, a different YouTuber, receive his Corvette Z06. He recently drove his fully loaded Z07 packed car option bag from Pennsylvania. The automobile is stunning. The automobile has a great sound. He undoubtedly has some weird plans for it, but the fact that he has already received a $283,000 offer for the automobile is the key indicator of how outlandish these vehicles are right now. He therefore paid about $173,000 out the door for it, and someone then gave him $110,000 extra so that they could take it now. You understand that if you buy this car from a seller who purchased it during the previous 6 months, there is no warranty for the vehicle. Therefore, if you approach Steadman and he chooses to accept your offer of $283,000, you have just purchased a nearly $300,000 Corvette without a warranty for yourself. That's somewhat ominous then. Of course, some people don't care though. Whoever has the cash will buy the car, regardless of anything else. As you can see, they won't give the warranty much thought. This only serves to highlight how difficult to obtain. Now, before we get deeper, please give a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video so far. Plus, stay tuned until the very end to find out more details about C8 Corvette Z06 flat plane crank vibration. The final bit of knowledge comes from Rodent's Performance Car of the Year contest, where Matt Farah takes the wheel and drives the vehicle around the track 3 times to record his tape. Once more, we are only receiving excellent evaluations. The front-end grip on the car, which he repeatedly remarks about throughout the video, is ridiculous, and he appears to enjoy the risks involved in using this specific vehicle. He did, however, write a similar assessment of the base C8 when it was initially released. He did enjoy the vehicle, but after driving it around the track, he got out and began to speak negatively about it. With the Z06, it initially doesn't look that way. It does appear more as though he is deeply moved. So, this automobile does seem like it will be quite fantastic. As you are aware, virtually nothing negative has been said in any of the reviews to date. Everything from the early reviews of cars is positive in every way. However, while something is brand new, people usually seem to be more impressed by it, and as time passes, they start to lose that passion. So, we'll wait and see what happens later. But as of now, everyone including Matt Farah, talking about Car and Driver and Road, and many others who aren't involved in the game are also praising the car in great detail. Therefore, I believe GM has hit a home run with this. For context, Matt Farah compares the C8 Corvette Z06, which costs less than one-third as much, to an ever better Ferrari 458 Special. Anyway, that will wrap up today's video. Thanks for watching. I'm Fred. Please subscribe to our channel for more technology updates, and like and share this video. Now, do you want to know how Tesla builds a new car every 30 seconds? Then click and watch the next video here.